Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank y'all so much for stopping by today. Appreciate it. The live stream. Shout out to the NTZ crew. Jacob Tanje, I know you're going to be on here. Hope Michael Beat Your Life is going to be on here too. Thank y'all for everything you do for the channel. Shout out to the old heads, King Arthur. I see everybody on here. 53 Shades Darker. What time is it? Travels. W Secrets of Success. Sam McCall. Cisco International, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for your support over the years, man. I never take that for granted. I know a lot of y'all watching those basketball games. It's March Madness. So to come on here and listen to me, yeah, man, it's a big deal. Any new viewers and subscribers joining us, thank y'all. Welcome. And anybody catching this on the live stream. The peso is 55.54, which is still great. Don't ever complain about that. Whenever it's over 50, you got to be grateful, honestly. We have a topic, take your time and do it right. Philippines isn't going anywhere. We're talking about basically a well thought out plan that's reasonable and workable, and just calm down, man. Use some common sense and have a good time. I'm going to tell y'all where I got this from. Uh, And let me address this clown, okay? He says, hey, Cal, you said don't treat the Philippines like a brothel when you treated it when you first visited there in 2008. Well, let me tell you something, stupid. People grow, people evolve, people change, okay? Don't come on here with that. Get rid of him, man. Y'all so petty. I didn't treat it like a brothel. I met two women when I came here, and I stayed with one woman the whole time I was there. So shut up, get off my channel, and quit being ignorant. Grow up. If you want to come over here and do it, do it. So they can cut you in half and send your ignorant ass back to wherever damn country you came from. It's just 2024. I'm taking off the gloves. Get off my channel with that jealous, ignorant stuff, man. You guys need to grow up. You really do. But yeah, take your time. And I got this from my buddy, Angelo Habib, because he did it right. He's a long-time supporter. He's on here. He cracks jokes and different things like that. But he really did it right. I don't know if he was just fortunate, but he got his place and everything before he met the woman in person. He did it the right way, and he ended up meeting a beautiful young woman, 27. I'm not going to disclose any personal information, Angelo, but she has a great job and she has a place of her own. It doesn't get any better than that. Now, it's his decision. Does he want to move her in? But, from the ground, he's winning. Now, if he can mess that up, okay, and move her in and all of that, but he did it right. But we're going to kind of just get into the conversation like that. I do want to talk about the video I did yesterday about working out and healthy lifestyle. Hell, when I actually went and watched that video by P, she was basically just warming up, but the point was made. She did make a point. She couldn't handle Maryland. That's not what Maryland does. And I'm not criticizing her because anything is better than nothing. Okay, and it's very important, man. We don't do it for some reason. As we get older, what you think? You're getting better for real? You're aging like fine wine. We listen to that stuff, but it's really not true. You got to take care of yourself, man. Are you going to pay the price? That's Cisco International. Casman Flowers, what's up? Jeffrey Tatter. You're going to pay the price if you don't do it. Then we have the nerve to come over here and want to deal with young women. That's why a lot of us end up dead over here. The death certificate will say heart attack, but because you're trying to keep up with young women. They've got all that energy. They're ripping and running around. You're chasing them. And your health is going to show up like that. What's up, Moments with Mitch? Roger Walker, that's Jeffrey Tanjay. And then the video I uploaded today, man, make sure she's of age. Calm down and check the ID. Because I'm always getting a back and forth with somebody about the age of consent over here. It doesn't apply to you. Just like a lot of the things don't apply to you over here. You're a visitor, you're a tourist, you're a retiree. Okay, guys used to argue with me all the time. Oh, the age of consent is 12. Yeah, but they've got laws that supersede that, dummy. Republic Act 7610, look it up. You cannot have any type of relationship with a minor over here. That means someone less than 18, under the age of 18. And Kaz, he may be on here, may not be. He reminded me of that. He was on Reddit, actually. He said he read it was a thread he was following on Reddit. He said that the foreigner was in a deep province, and the mother, he went to a sorry store to get a beer or something like that, and she was basically hinting on the fact that, hey, my young daughter's available if you want her. And the guy wasn't, trying to do that. Bravo to him. And the daughter and the mother looked at each other surprised. They were shocked because they think that's what we're over here for. That we'll accept anything, that, we want these young women, which some people do. But most of us aren't pedophiles. But we're so eager to find love that we fail to take 1 second to say, hey, let me see your ID. Are you really 18? Are you really 22 or whatever it is? Because I came this close, man. It happened to me actually twice, but I actually dealt with a woman. She said she was 22, turned out to be 18. But I met a woman, said she was 21, turned out to be 16 in Botswana. I said, nah, I mean, immediately, get out of here, girl. I mean, she really looked young. But on the dating site, they put on makeup and different things like that. And there's really no way for you to tell unless you see the ID. Guys, they will set you up over here. You'll get in big trouble over here. They will come to the resort and lock your ass up because a concerned citizen will call in. They'll see you in the swimming pool or eating at the restaurant. And they'll say, hey, this woman looks too young. I believe he's with a young girl. Well, if she don't have an ID, it's your ass. Because there's no due process over here. No due process. You're guilty until proven innocent. Theodore Lofton said, Sunshine Show, please address reported drastic escalation in the cost of living in the Philippines after COVID-19. Well, I talked about this before. Inflation is high over here. And that's why when people talk about the $1,000 budget, it's like, well, why is it staying stuck on 1,000? When inflation is probably double what it is in the West over here, but that's only some things, Theodore, not rent, certainly not labor, okay, not transportation, but when it comes to like fuel and food, electricity, it's went up drastically, but not enough that it's going to bankrupt you. Remember, I've always told you, it's not cheap over here. It's just cheaper than where you come from. You still got to do some money management over here, but it's not something that would stop me from relocating to the Philippines because it's still, this is still the place, $200 rent. It's not many places you can go around the world that still offer that. You can't even rent a room in Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from, Theodore, for $200 a month. You're going to be in the room. It's going to cost you about $350 or $400, and you're going to share that room with 2 or 3 other funky feet men snoring and everything like that. So no, it's not so drastic. Remember, guys, you got to understand that when you watch people on YouTube, they're somewhere in that you. A lot of times they're on their honeymoon period. Okay, maybe the guy that made that video, maybe he's in that disillusionment period. But either way it goes, you got to understand you got to question the source. How long have you been over here? What are you talking about, the drastic cost? You know, how long have you been here? 6 months, and you're telling me to be leery of the Philippines, cost of living rise? Question these people, because it's all about clicks and views at the end of the day with a lot of people. If you want to stay on YouTube, you gotta get views. It's not subscribers. Everybody's so worried about, oh, I'm getting ready, have 50,000 subscribers. Well, what difference? If that doesn't translate into 10,000 views, then you just got 50,000 subscribers. And I want to thank everybody right now. I just went over 55. I'm going to do it the right way. If I reach 100,000, it's a legitimate 100,000. I'm not using search engine. I'm just stupid, guys. Remember, I'm very naive. Maybe I should do that. But subscribers mean nothing if it doesn't translate into views and everything like that. Hey, what time is it, Travels? Welcome, brother. But be careful, man. When you're coming over here, make sure that she is who she says she is. I mean, really. Because if not, you're looking at some serious charges. The guy from Belgium, he made bond and he hasn't been back. That was 7 years ago. Okay, yeah. I forgot the time did go back. Well, spring forward is what they call it. So now you're back to being 12 hours difference from the Philippines. Retired 2019 said, Calvin, I'm going to San Diego to visit my uncle, and the hotel is $300 per night for a mid-sized hotel. Crazy. Yeah, see, this is why when the guy Theodore says, hey, the drastic changes. Well, now, if you do something $300 a night here, you're going to be in a real fancy, smancy hotel resort for $300 a night here. Okay, I promise you that. So it's not getting so bad that it should scare you. I mean, it's a conversation you can have. If you were here in 2018, now you're here in 2024, I can have that conversation. But if you just showed up and you're looking for views, then yeah, you can make that video and get some clicks. But I'm not trying to deceive anybody, because I know eventually you're going to make it over here. A lot of people have. My buddy's over there now. This guy's cool, man. He did it right. He's a legitimate guy, this Angelo Habib. He's from the same place as Mike, Halifax in Canada, but they're like night and day. I mean, he's easygoing. He has a conversation. Oh, man, okay? So it means he's going to have a woman if that's what he wants. But he got his place first. He set it all up first before he even met her. Yeah, San Diego's not cheap. Ron Lawson said, hey, Cal, if they don't have ID, should you walk away? Absolutely, but you got to get that established before you meet over here. Okay? While you're chatting online, you're doing everything else online, right? You're sending money, you're playing peekaboo, you're doing everything else. Well, hell, where's your ID, man? Show me your ID. Let us screenshot it and text it to you or whatever. What's up, Don? He says, do any houses have basements? Not that I've seen over here. I mean, they got swimming pools, so, you know, but no, basements, I don't know why they would need a basement over here. Kamal. Remember, don't bring the Matrix with you. Don't bring the Matrix over here with you, Kamal. That's just an added expense that you're not going to need. I'm just being honest with you. He says that the fields have daylight savings time. Absolutely not. There's no season. It's either wet and hot or dry and hot. There's no daylight. That daylight savings time, Frank, is for the farmers over in America. That's what it was for, just so they could have more time out in the field. It's bullshit for real. They were talking about getting rid of it, but it's all political now. Robert Dame says the hamster wheel has turned into a carousel. How do I get off this carousel? Well, that would be the same thing. Like I said, you better have a well thought out plan, one that's reasonable. That's the same with your goals. As long as they're reasonable, I'm not going to make a goal and say, okay, I'm going to make $1 billion this year. That's not a reasonable goal. It's not a reasonable plan. Hey, Alexander Neville, man, thank you. He said, what's up, brother? Congratulations on 55,000 subscribers and growing. Yeah, I got a legitimate community. I mean, a lot of my subscribers are Filipino. They don't even watch my content. But I've got a lot of people like Angelo who come over here, and I'm glad they do, because it legitimizes who I am. It verifies who I am, guys. I'm not just on here yapping. I'm not some fake, phony person, whipping up the Philippines and trying to get y'all to come over here and all that. When they come over here, they see I'm living the life I'm telling you I'm living, that you can live if you're going to put in the work. I'm showing you a legitimate option. I'm not traveling around the planet. I'm not staying here for 3 weeks, going to wherever, Brazil for 3 weeks and all that, man. All that's showing you is what your passport can get you. I'm telling you that the Philippines is a legitimate option for you, and I'm showing you that. Boots on the ground. I wouldn't be following anybody. If I'm interested in retiring in the Philippines, why would I follow a channel, unless it's just strictly for shits and giggles, where the guy hasn't established anything at all over here? He talked about relationships, no woman. Why would you want to listen to somebody who's giving it relationship advice, but there's no woman beside him? Or he's talking about cost of living when he doesn't live here. Or he's talking about, well, what's the difference between renting and buying when he's doing neither? I don't get that, guys. Frank Ellis says, I see Richie Mack was on Old Dog's channel. I'm like, what the? Well, those guys, they're going to collab. They're going to, I think they're in Dumageddon. So, it would make sense if you're about that life. It doesn't really bother me. Some guy was messaging me today that said, about all that stuff. And I'm like, man, it doesn't matter whether they collab with me or not. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, unless we can push the dial or push the needle or the narrative further, what's the point? Because everybody knows everything about me. Everybody knows everything about Old Dog. It wouldn't make a difference if me and him collab. They don't want me on their channels, guys, because I'm going to ask them questions that nobody else. I'm not going to sit there and go by the script. And they're afraid of that. I guess, it's not that I would turn them down or stuff, but it's not something that, because people always want to, hey, let me interview you or interview me. And I'm like, why? People know your story. They know my story. I'm not adding anything to the equation. It's just, you get another video for your YouTube channel. I don't believe in that stuff. Ryan Lawson says, hey, Cal, if I come into Clark Airport, can I leave out of Cebu Airport to go back to the States? Well, it just depends on what your ticket says. If you got a round trip ticket that says you're leaving from Clark, and you got to leave from Clark. Now, if you're going to do what everybody else is doing, Ryan, buying the onward ticket, then yeah, you buy the ticket into Clark and you got the onward ticket saying you're going to Singapore, right? But you're really not. So then when it's time for you to go home, you can leave from anywhere. Absolutely. What's up, Angelo? He said, good morning, Cal. Good morning and evening, everyone. You know, I've got a lot of respect for you now, man. You know, because a lot of guys, you know, they come on the live stream, you never meet them. You really don't know who you're talking to. That's another reason I like it when guys come to see me. But he's legit. Okay, he's got a well thought out plan that's reasonable and it's workable. And it's working for him. He did everything right. I told him yesterday, we were at the park sitting down by the ocean, just listening to the waves kick in. I said, man, don't you know you've got the perfect situation? This is what guys always want. They always pushing back with me about, oh, I want a woman that's got a good job and got her own place. Yeah, but there's trade-offs with that, remember? There's trade-offs. How much time are you going to have together? Are you going to mess it up? But he's got it. I mean, really. Hey, thank you, W Secrets to Success, for the super chat. He said, Cal, you know you like us subs dropping in to see you. Absolutely, I do. It verifies what I'm saying. You co-sign what I talk about on here. Okay? I'm not just in some car somewhere making videos. You look on YouTube, not just in the Philippines, but all over, and I'm like, what's the deal with people making videos in these cars? I guess it's because they feel comfortable doing it. You know, they're not really showing you, they're not an example of what they're talking about. I want to be an example of what I talk about. It's very important that I give you real life information and then I show it to you, what I'm talking about. And when these guys come over here, they could expose me if I wasn't living the life that I tell y'all I'm living. Because he told me, Angelo said, man, you got a great life here. Because he was shocked when we you know, when people come over here, I feed them lunch. I give them the mother's good adobo. And he was like, well, is everybody else going to eat? I said, yeah, after we eat. Let me make my plate. They made our plates. They brought us the plates, put the food on there. They did everything. Oh, you want me to help you clean up? The woman said, you're our guest. He was like, you really do have a great life over here. Absolutely, I do. But I work for it. You know, I'm doing my part. But I'm not just on here yapping about it. He sees it. It's like, man, you got a nice house here. You know, you're damn right. And you can do it too. But yeah, I really like Angelo. He's a real deal. And what's up, Tita Child? Thank you, man. You've been a long time supporter. Welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate that. I know you're making your way here for good. You're going to jump off that hamster wheel from Chi-Town. He did it right. Him and his girlfriend were together for 12 years before they got married. And hell, he don't know everything he needs to know about her by now. Shame on him. After 12 years, brother. Angelo says, more respect to Cal. I didn't doubt Cal was legit, but now I've confirmed it. Yeah, that's all people do when they come here. You know, they confirm it. Not on here yapping, man. I'm really trying to help guys, man. You know, if you really looking to get out of that matrix for good and all, just to get out and take a break. TJ said, for all my New Yorkers and former New York residents, be careful on the A tonight. Someone got bodied at Hoyt Slomer Horn this morning. Yeah, I saw that. Somebody got shot in the head. Damn, that's fucked up. Yeah, he said videos all over the internet of passengers huddled up in fear, praying that today wasn't their last day. I know, man. Crazy, right? What's up, Rodney? Yeah, he said, can't wait to see Angelo karaoke. He's a Canadian Alexander O'Neill. He said he likes karaoke. I guess I don't know. Angelo, sorry, guys. Um, have you sung karaoke since you've been here? Hey, thank you, Robert Dame. Now, he's a long time supporter. I mean, we chat back and forth every day on WhatsApp. The same guy. He's got a nice trailer home that he's going to put on the market here soon. He's basically renovated it. It's like a new place now down in Arizona. He's going to check out over there. Thank you, brother. He said the join button is hot. The like and subscribe. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't hit the like button. Yeah, 12 years. Yeah, that's a lifetime, brother. But he's not in a hurry. That's why I say calm down. Take your time and do it right. That's the only way you're going to succeed in the Philippines, man. When you rush over here, guess what? You're going to get your head handed to you on a silver platter. Is she really 18? Is she who she says she is? Okay, you're not going to know when you're rushing in. Only fools rush in. Only fools rush in, guys. Take your time. I love LaChan said, I'm late tonight doing the working on my six pack. Yeah, what, 6 sterling? He says, I never sung karaoke here. It's different here. I'll leave it to the real Filipino singers. Don't want to cramp their style. Now, if you're going to sing karaoke, this is where you sing it because they don't care. They're not critiquing you. Like, if I go home and there's a club in the neighborhood where they do karaoke every Tuesday night, don't you know professionals show up because they're competing? You wouldn't dare put that mic in my hand, because they're expecting a concert, okay? But yeah, all the singers and the real talent, they come to that place. It's called Seal's place. She recently passed away, but I guess it's still open. You talking about karaoke, man. It's like Showtime at the Apollo. But over here, it's not. You can sing, and they're going to be drinking and eating. As long as you don't sing My Way. Hey, Happy Traveler, thanks for that super chat. He said, you're an inspiration, even when we disagree sometimes. Well, thank you, man. But, there's nothing wrong with disagreeing. Honestly, we can still disagree and get along. I don't want yes men around me, happy traveler. I really don't, because you're going to get a false sense of reality. Nobody's right all the time. And I'm not going to live my life the way you live your life anyway. I'm glad that we can disagree and still get along. But yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. He said, out of my way, bad way. Yeah, congrats, 2019. He's cutting his sugar down. He said, hello, folks, and have no fear. Big Daddy is here. Hey, just lost 20 pounds. Wow, 2.5 months. Happy man 6920. Congrats, brother. Let me see what's your name said. I missed him. Retired 2019. I think he said something about sugar intake, which I tell you what, that's like trying to quit crack cocaine. or cigarettes. That sugar's addicting, and I don't care what anybody says, but they tell you too late. That sugar's a drug, man. Don't let nobody fool you and tell you that that it's not. Try to stop. You're gonna get headaches, you're gonna have withdrawal symptoms. To anybody who can do that, I did it here when me and Marilyn first started dating. She was concerned about my sugar intake. And she would always get on me, and it got to the point where it's making me angry. I'm like, leave me alone. Let me live my life. And then one day, I said, okay, I'm going to show you I can quit. I quit for 60 days, but I was just doing it to show her I can do it. And that 61st day, hell, I had sugar. I had a damn sugar overload. He said, Cal, cut back on my sugar intake and junk food. I'm down 10 pounds, man. I tip my hat off to you, to anybody. But you said you cut back. Sugar's in everything, okay? But it's just the ease and comfort and the pleasure that sugar gives you that you're not going to give it up. You're addicted to it now. Anybody can stop that, doing that, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be in my Hall of Fame. If you can cut it out completely. Do it for 30 days and I'll put you in there. Secret to success is, man, moving houses in the USA is tough. But trying to sell everything, house, valuable, collection, cars, etc., it's a tall order. Well, what are you doing, man? Well, I know you downsized, and what are you selling everything for? Are you getting ready to pull that plug or what? Pull the trigger? What are you doing, man, over there? And that's the thing about America, you end up with so much stuff, man, because, we like to buy stuff. Your stuff has stuff over there. Look up, man, you got 10 guns, 3 cars, all kind of stuff, because you do it unconsciously, man. But over here, I don't have a whole lot of stuff. Really, all I've got, you can see it. There's nothing, there's no guns and all that. What's up, Moments with Mitch? Yeah, keep it up. What's up, Elad? Yeah, he should be celebrated for that. Because the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is a cup of coffee. It's really sugar with coffee and cream. Because if I don't do it, man, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm not going to have a good day. Ray Rivera says, I sung and I got 100% good job. It was fun. I told the people this is the crazy American singer. I had fun. Thank you for keeping it 100. Yeah, over here, you can have fun. It's a pastime. Over in America, they're going to judge you. They're looking at, is this the next Luther Vandross? Well, hell, I'm 60, man. Can I just have some fun and just sing, if only for one night without sounding like Luther? Yeah, I'm going to bring Ellen on here Sunday. Send me a message on WhatsApp, Ellen. I'm going to give you the link so you can beat us over the top of our head. We need to be brought down to earth. Give us a little bit of that Western woman reality. He said, Jacob Tanjay Salama, thank you, little brother, for your youth and your help joining. I should have asked you months ago. My apologies. Well, it's better late than never. Hey, Cos, thank you, brother. He says, I gifted 5 Sunshine Shoulders memberships. Now, he's a guy y'all could ask about being a digital nomad. He's a digital nomad. Ask him how he did it. We got people on here that can help you, but y'all just don't ask the right questions. This guy's in his early 40s. He's not retired, but he's living a good life over here up in Manila. He loves Manila. Now college is the real deal. Okay, lad, now I'm serious. Hit us over the head with that frying pan. Okay? Give us a little bit of that good talking to. Moments with Mitch says, when I started putting sugar in coffee, I started realizing it wasn't the coffee I liked so much. Yeah, it's not. It's just you put that sugar, without sugar and cream, I can't do it. Moments with Mitch. And that goes way back to because see, my mother, she didn't like cream, but she liked sugar and not that much. And she used to make us go in there and make her coffee. And I'd be like, oh, I can't wait because coffee smells so good. That's one of the reasons why it's so hard to quit. Because you'll go in those places, man, and the aroma, it hits you, man, and just, I don't know. I got to have it. But I tasted that coffee for the first time, man. I was like, It wasn't really till I got into the Navy that I started drinking coffee. I'm talking about, and it became a part of my life. Yeah, he said, please don't hit me over the head with a frying pan, he laughed. Yeah, we just need a reminder because there's a guy over here, he says he misses uh, Western women and their attitudes and stuff. I said, well, hell, just go to Panglao Bahal or Siquijor Island, and that's where they are. But for all the people who missed that, I want Elliot to remind us why we're here, why we left the Matrix and all that old crazy thinking of them women that only want to give you something special on your birthday. Well, hell, my birthday only comes once a year over there, Elliot. It's every day over here. He says, I put honey in my coffee. I tried that, but yeah, it's still sugar. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. That sugar is addicting. And if you try to quit, you're going to see caffeine is addicting. Of course, everybody knows nicotine is the most addicting drug there is. Addictive drug there is. Because that's why a lot of people don't want to stop. The doctor told me, see, I started smoking late. I was almost 30 years old. And it was all contributed to my getting high and drinking. But then 8 or 9 years later, when I quit, I went to the doctor. I said, how can I quit? He said, you just have to quit cold turkey. He said, for the 3 or 4 days, it's going to hurt like hell. He said, just stay in your bed, balled up, and that's what I did. He said, use candy and whatever it is. But he said the reason people don't want to quit is because they know the withdrawal. They're afraid of the withdrawal symptoms, but they're afraid of gaining weight and all of that. He said, which is crazy. He said they would rather die than gain a little weight. Yardy said, Cal, I got a story to tell you about eliminating sugar, fast food, walking 2 miles a day, and hitting the gym 3 times a week. Got off the blood pressure meds. You might have to interview me for this one. Absolutely. I want to hear it because that's the key. Alcohol is not going to kill you. Drugs is not going to kill you. It's what you put in your mouth that's going to kill you. If you didn't know that, you know it now. You are what you eat. And when I was in the 3rd grade and I saw that sign, I didn't know what they were talking about. But you are what you eat. And the death certificate may say a heart attack, but it's really those damn pig feet sandwiches and all that you're eating. Yeah, the American diet is a killer. He said, be careful with those energy drinks. I know someone who had a heart attack from drinking too many. They're addicting. I talk about Kevin Samuels all the time. Every time I look at one of his videos, I see it on the my feed, he'd have a Red Bull in his hand. He said less than 2 grams of sugar is the key. Read the labels. Yeah, but hell, that's almost like sugar's in everything, as we know. It's not. It's hard to. But they disguise it. You know, they might have less than 2 grams of sugar, but then they got glucose, fructose, syrup, and all this other stuff. That's sugar, really. You know, yeah, less than 2 grams of sugar. That's like not even having sugar. But it's like cocaine or anything else when it hits that pleasure center in your brain. There's nothing like that sugar, the sugar high. Yeah, he says the processed sugar that's the killer. Yeah, he had a Red Bull addiction, and he eventually did die of of a heart attack. But he said, "Yeah, Jacob Chanja, yes sir. I read all labels before I buy it. Yeah, but a lot of that stuff happened, man. 6920. You don't know what it is. I mean, some crazy stuff on those labels. You know, that's the best thing to do is to try to eat as clean as you possibly can. Because you start reading those labels, man, it's all kind of just crazy stuff, man. You don't know what it is. H. Chill said, just quit cold turkey, smoke for 40 years, the first 3 to 4 days are toughest. It is. That's what happened to me. Because that nicotine really, and then just a habit of, you know, putting the cigarette to your mouth and all that. I'm so glad I quit smoking because I never liked smoking. I would not date a woman that smoked. And the only reason I started smoking because I was drinking and getting high. And when the drugs is gone, hell, I want something to smoke. So you smoke the damn cigarettes. Jacob Thompson said monsters like crack. Yeah, it will. It's addicting. I like these damn, and I know they're not good for me, and I'm trying to cut down as best I can. I'm just going to eliminate them because ain't no cutting down. That's what the doctor said about cigarettes. He said, "No, you just got to quit cold turkey." He said because every time you smoke a cigarette, if you go from 20 cigarettes to one, the one cigarette you smoke is going to keep that nicotine in your system and going to keep you craving for it. So that's why it's key to just stop completely. Yeah, old pig feet sandwich. You know, the Retired 2019 um, told the 100% truth. That American diet is a killer, man. Because if nothing else kills you, if nothing else is going to kill you, that's going to kill you. All the other stuff we got to worry about, and you can't even escape death because of what you're eating. Because some guy just got shot in the head in the subway in New York City, man. You know, because everybody says, you know, I just want to thank God for waking me up today. Well, hell, I'm pretty sure that guy's probably thinking, I wish he would have kept me asleep. I might still be alive. He said, King Arthur Callan is putting in the hot seat. Yeah, we want to hear the real nitty gritty from Texas and how y'all beating men over the heads over there. You're keeping your mouth open and your legs shut, Elliot, over there. They ain't giving no action. Frank Ellis said, take a look at the ingredients they put in a Twinkie. It's crazy. You might not want to eat it after reading the ingredients. And it's funny about this Twinkie. Now, you know they were going to stop making the Twinkie. Hostess said, oh, we're done making this damn Twinkie. It's unhealthy. It's not good for you, man. The pushback was so bad. They were forced to make it again. The same, remember they tried to change the Coke recipe over there? It was a disaster, right? You get the old Coke over here. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you like Coke, man, you're gonna get addicted to the Coke over here. I had to quit drinking it. It's too good. In that damn glass bottles, man, it's too good over here. And it's cheap. But if you're trying to get rid of soft drinks over here, man, I'm gonna tell you, um, don't come over here drinking Coke. He says, I quit smoking cold turkey by accident 4 years ago. My daughter took my car to work, and I'm stuck at home with no smokes. Haven't smoked since that day. I know you feel bad. I know it kicked your behind the first few days. I was balled up in my bed. I didn't go anywhere. You know, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. And remember, I'm a crackhead. I love smoking crack, but it was nothing to quit that. That wasn't even addiction for real. Honestly, I had no withdrawal symptoms putting crack cocaine down. Certainly not like I did with alcohol and cigarettes and sugar. He said my nutritionist advised me to eat 80% whole foods and don't eat out a lot. He says I stay away from single women that like to eat out a lot. Yeah, eating out, man, is dangerous and it's expensive. And you don't know who's touching your food. I'm gonna tell you something, man. And I hate to think about this when I go out to eat. Anytime I go out to eat, I gotta get rid of all these negative thoughts because look online. There's a guy was working concessions for Detroit Tigers, and he hawked and spit on the pizza that he was making, right, and served it to the people. But one of his co-workers turned him in. And ever since I saw that, I mean, it was a nasty type of snot type of spit. He just, had a big old and spit on it. And he was laughing about it. They gave him 4 years. They should have gave him life in. They should have gave him life in prison for that. You have a certain public trust when you're out there preparing food. See, I don't play that stuff. And they doing that in America. They got Americans, we're so immature. You don't believe it, man. I've heard people talk about opening up your McDonald's cheeseburger and putting a dick in between the buns before they serve it to you. Okay? This is a fact. So you got to be careful when you're eating out. That's why I don't eat out a lot, man. I do not trust people. Hey, Happy Man 6920, thanks for that super chat. He said, you guys keep talking about negative eating habits. You're helping to save lives. Thank you all. Hey, thank you, brother. Yeah, you're right. That's what we're trying to do. But it's easier said than done. Some of these habits are hard to break, man, but they're worth it. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Khan says, I found her in my food 3 times here so far. But anyway, San Meg Free is a good non-alcoholic beer. Cali Light is a good non-alcoholic 0-calorie pineapple seltzer. Yeah, we talked about this before. See, I'm a real alcoholic. I don't want anything that reminds me of alcohol. That's why I never drank any of that stuff. Because what's going to happen is my mind is going to say, it's going to bring back memories and I'm not getting high. It's no effect. I don't have to run and get the real stuff. I got to stay away from it. But yeah, that Cali is real popular here. A lot of Filipinos will drink that. Yeah, but when you over here, man, look that up, guys. It's going to make you sick. It was on YouTube. This guy, I tell you, I don't even have a gun. I wanted to go out and buy a gun and shoot him in his damn head for doing that. Knowing somebody sitting there enjoying the game and now they're going to eat that. You don't know what you eat, man, when you going out here to these fast food places. Yeah, he said, this is why I rather cook my own food, working my own magic in the kitchen. It's probably why I haven't been sick over here in 15 years. Because most of the time I eat at home, wherever I am. I mean, yeah, it looks good on YouTube. Oh, let's try the street food and all that. But you got to be careful, man. Because when I saw that, man, it just took me somewhere that I don't want to go, man. I really hated that man for doing that. And I was like, dude, I don't know why you did that. But I'm glad they turned his stupid ass in, and he's in prison right now, a 4-year sentence. They should have gave him more time than that. Yeah, congrats, Elad. I know Elad's been trying. Well, she's not trying. She's succeeding in not using it. Her brother, too. He said, Cal, now that I'm retired, I'm teaching myself how to cook. It's never too late to learn a new skill. That's right. It's never too late. But we'll tell you it's too late. We'll discourage you because we can't do it. We don't want you to do it. Oh, you're never going to amount to anything, you know. You're never going to change. You're too old. You're too young. You're this, you're that. It's too late. Nobody in the family's ever did that before. What makes you think you can do it? See, when you hear all that stuff, man, it's time to bail. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys. Sorry, man. It's a stupid phone. Stupid phone. King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. He said, yeah, Cal, I saw a butcher sneeze on the meat behind the counter and wrapped it up and sold it. See, that's the kind of stuff that really makes me not even want to leave my house, let alone buy some food from somebody. You know, you just don't know. You got to really, you know, the reason I eat at Malwani all the time is because they got the same cook over there, you know, for 5 years. You just got to be careful, man. Honestly, you really have to be careful. He said the technology is already here to mix medicine and food when grown. If you say you can't, you won't. That's right. That's what Henry Ford said. He said, either way, you're going to be right. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Either way, you're right. He says, people go take a shit and don't wash their hands. Then prepare your food with residue on their hands. Absolutely. You know, but a lot of people, a lot of employees, they'll have that in the bathroom. Employees, it's mandatory. Well, do you have a camera in there? No. It's mandatory that you wash your hands before returning to work. Yeah, right. He's Patrick P. Money. What's up, man? He's back in the Matrix. You know, your videos are interesting now about being back in the Matrix. You said everything's doubled in price already, huh? And you said the people over there don't seem to mind. But you noticed it. You was only gone 4 months. He said, my half-brother who was born and raised in America saw me chastising a waitress for taking too long. He said the guy might spit on my food. I and other Nigerians was bewildered on the thought. Yeah, I tell Merlin that all the time. I said, just be calm, you know, calm down. You don't want to do that. You might get some extra ingredients. And it's a damn shame. See, that's what he said, Tita Cha. If you go out to eat, don't complain too much. You might get a surprise in your adobo. And it burns me up, man. Just to have to think like that. People don't understand you're giving a certain public trust that you're not going to do that. Yeah, he said, plus people preparing food and touching their dirty ass cell phones. Yeah, he said, I see scores of men leaving the restroom with unwashed hands. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see it over here. That's one thing you're going to see over here. That's why I try to be the example. I go over there, even if they don't have any paper towels, man, I don't care. He said in California, the restaurant prices are sky high now, but they're still packed. If people are willing to pay high prices, then the restaurants will honor their wishes. Yeah, we're just talking about these nasty ass people in these restaurants, man. You can't see it. I really like those restaurants where you preparing my food in front of me. Because you get to the point where you don't trust people. Okay? He said, that's strange. A burger that smells like ass. Yeah. He said, Peg is better than some of the food prepared in the fast food place. I don't want that either. When you see how it's prepared and you see how they're going through the garbage, it's a good video on now about that on YouTube, where this guy, I mean, you won't eat Peg. Just thinking about this video makes me sick. But some people, like they said on there, said we can't afford to go to Jollibee and get the real chicken, so we got to get the chicken out of the garbage. And they said they trust the woman that's preparing it. They know she cleans it. She says she cleans it 4 times. But when you see what the man, they're separating the food, and they say they have to do it real quick before it spoils. And then they go around the neighborhood and sell it for, I think, what was it? 50 pesos a kilo or something. It was crazy, guys. No, Cisco, I've got to disagree with you there. Nope. Cosmo 2 next said, Calvin did Zoom to talent reach you. He was in the Philippines. Now, those guys aren't going to reach out to me, man. And that's okay. I'm not mad at them. You know, let them do their thing, man. I wish them nothing but the best. They're not even going to reach out to me to see if, hey, would you come to Dumageddon or whatever. I guess they wanted me to reach out to them. I don't know. I didn't do it. It's no big deal to me. You know, it's not going to help my channel. It's just going to give me more haters. Whenever somebody has me on their channel or something, it just gives people a free shot at me. But you already know my story. People know who I am. I mean, if somebody's new and they're interesting, who hasn't been interviewed is what I'm saying. And most of the people you put in front of the camera, they're boring anyway. They're afraid to really say what's on their mind. You got to pull it out of them. You got to pull the truth out of them. So now, you know, I'm not an entertainer, guys. A lot of these guys are entertainers. They're putting on a show, not me. And, you know, we just don't gel for whatever reason. I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad at them. I mean, I wish them nothing but success. But no, they don't contact me. I mean, that's just how it is. He said just the thought is discussion. I like to see my food being prepared. If the people are looking at me and start laughing, I'm not eating. You guys are funny now, man. Hey, what's up, Beach of Life? He said, good morning, Cal, my good friends in the chat. W Secrets to Success, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, sound like you bought in to the white gloves. Well, I've always had on some beige gloves. I'm not as bad as you, man, but as far as my food, yeah, I gotta have on white gloves. I gotta wear them, W Secret to Success. When it comes to my food, of all things, you know, my food, man, you know, it's just, you don't need to be preparing food if you really, they need to do a background check. They really you need top secret clearance in order to prepare food. I'm serious, guys. You need that, because these people out here, they ain't playing fair, man. Thank you, Happy Man 6920 for that super chat. He said, man, these grocery store prices off the chain. Even at discount grocers like Norket Basket. Well, see, that's what I tell people over here. The only way you're going to see or feel inflation is when you go to the grocery store. You can see it. I see it, man. I go to the grocery store at least twice a week. Over the since the Philippines opened back up inflation is crazy. But it's really only like in the grocery store. Now, the fuel prices have stayed steady for a long time. They're about 61 pesos to the liter right now. And it's stuck there for a long, long time. But bread, my bread is doubled. My coffee has doubled. My cream has doubled. Sugar remains around the same because it's a big sugar island. You know, Negros is known for sugar plantations. Well, really, you know, sugar cane. But man, you go to that grocery store, eggs, I promise you guys, last year I was paying 78 pesos for a dozen eggs. You know how much a dozen eggs here in the grocery store that I go to? It's 136 pesos. It's about $3, close to $3. And you say, oh, it's nothing. Yeah, in America, but over here it's a lot. That's why people go to the sorry store for their eggs or to the market for their eggs where you can buy one or two, how many eggs you need. And that's the good thing about going to the market. It's why I tell you to go to the market as much as you possibly can to get whatever you need, because that way you can only buy what you're willing to spend. He said, what's your thoughts on dating Morena Philippines? They're all the same, guys. The Philippines is monolithic. It's monolithic of a place that you're ever going to see. Her skin is just going to be a little bit darker, that's all. I guess Filipino P would be considered Morena. See, Merlin would be considered mestiza. How you pronounce it, guys? Mestiza or whatever. But, you know, but the attitude is the same. The character is the same, you know, all of that. I mean, for the most part, it really doesn't matter. My wife was Morena. I don't see any difference to me. They're still Filipinas. Most Filipinos really are Morena when you think about the temperature over here. But, you know, with the history of the Spanish and Americans over here, you know, they lightened the Philippines up. Just like Egypt was lightened up. It's the same over here, but there is no one Philippines. But their thinking is really monolithic. That's why when you go to one city to the next, the cities look the same. And I'm saying this as a compliment because I think we need to be more monolithic, man. We're split. Me and Angelo was talking about this last night. He's from Canada, by the way. I'm from America. And I was telling him that America, man, we're split down the middle. You're either red or blue, basically. Golden Gate says, I miss the old Shakey's pizza where you could see them make the pizza. I think we need better rules, stricter rules for restaurants, man. Why in the world do you have to be in the back somewhere cooking the food? Why can't you just remove that wall? I don't get it. Why you got to cook the shit in secret? It don't make sense to me. You know, the ingredients is already there. You gonna tell me I can't watch you fry my damn chicken? I stick my damn a pizza in the oven. I prepare my damn pizza. Now the pizza place here in Gaetano's good at that. You watching them prepare your pizza. I like that. That's why I use them. I forgot the name of the place. And they got a good pizza. But they prepare it right in front of you. We got to raise the standards, man, for cooking food in America, at least. I mean, you know, because I'm telling you, you can't trust people nowadays, man. Cisco said there are people eating pack who outlive all of us. Yeah, but you don't want to eat that stuff, man. That's just a matter of natural selection, really. It ain't got nothing to do with peg. Because they really aren't eating, you know, they'll eat that one meal a day. You see how thin they are. But the rice is good, but the peg, you know, she was putting ketchup and different, you know, she had ingredients. She had a, recipe. He said, TJ, I love Carl's Jr. Yeah, great burgers. He said, food is nothing to mess with. It's going inside your body. Yeah, it's nothing to mess with, man. We should raise the stakes, man. People should get time in jail, real time. He said, yeah, but I get it. Now that Bangkok has come a long way in burgers, they probably had a big cut in market share. Yeah, I mean, people were always bragging on these. If you can't see the food getting prepared, then we're even then. I don't care what kind of restaurant you're eating in. I don't care how good the food is supposed to be. If you can't see them preparing your food like I can, I don't care if you're in Thailand and Vietnam and all that. Because you might be getting some special ingredients, man. Happy Man said, Kevin J, I agree. I love to cook, raising a 2-parent family, 6 kids. We learned to cook and clean from our parents. Yeah. We couldn't afford it. Okay. We couldn't afford it. And, I'm from the old school. I really am. I don't use that word lightly. My mother was from that great generation. Hell, you didn't eat out. We can't afford it. You're going to eat whatever's on the table. That's how I got to like liver and onions. Now imagine a 10-year-old coming home, you ready to eat, and she plops that liver and onions. That's a grown-up's meal. You can't, that's an acquired taste. Well, I acquired it real quick. You're going to starve. So I put a lot of hot sauce and the gravy on my rice or potatoes. What time is the travel says at Cisco, if I can't eat Jollibee, I eat Peg. My nephew said it was good. It was good. Nah, don't play around with that stuff over here, guys. That's coming from the garbage. That's somebody else's leftovers. You don't know who it was biting off that chicken, throwing it in there, and it's been sitting in there for so many hours until Jollibee closes. Okay? Until Jollibee closes. Don't do that. He said, I just paid $120 for 10 eggs. Yeah. Now, see, you add those 2 more to it, and now you got the same. And now you're paying what? What is that? 12 each, 24. Now you're looking at 144. I pay 136. I guess it's 12. I never counted cars. Maybe it is 10 eggs in that carton. I thought it was 12. He said, the Philippines is great to have you here again. He said, when they are paying the workers and Carl's Jr., the prices had to go up. Well, yeah, but, I don't have a problem with fast food workers earning good money, guys. Remember, they need to share in the profits. These fast food companies are making billions of dollars. You think, oh, well, just because they're frying burgers, well, hell, who's supposed to get all the profit? Just the owners? You're talking about people who are actually preparing the food. They got to share in there. I'm glad they're paying them. Maybe they won't spit my damn special sauce. Yeah, Jeffrey Taylor said eggs are more expensive there than here in Japan. Yeah. You're going to get a rude awakening when you go to the grocery store here, especially when you go to the grocery stores that have the aisles for American prices, and you're going to pay $10 for a box of cereal, for a box of whatever it is. He said, one of my guilty pleasures when I get back to the States is up with taco trucks and in and out. But at least with the taco trucks, when I was out in LA, you could see them making the stuff. I really don't trust people with my food, man. But like last night, Angelo took us out to Mahawani. I don't have a problem with Mahawani. King Arthur said Cisco $20 an hour, which isn't a whole lot of money, guys, in America. $20 an hour. My daughter is a medical assistant. She's the one that goes get the records and all that, right? She earns $21 an hour. You know, she's at the desk when you go to the doctor's office, and she gets all your records and all that stuff. She started out at 21 an hour. I just, people say, well, why don't you get sick? I only go to established restaurants to eat. Now, we did have a carinderia in Sikiwa Island that was at the gym we went to. I would eat there because they would bring the food in fresh. Now, I wouldn't come later on, 4 o'clock, and eat. But for the most part, wow, he said, I just paid $5.50 on eggs today. It's crazy. Yeah, he said, Moreno's just dark skinned. My woman's Moreno, 100% Filipino. Yeah, I don't understand why people make a big deal out of that. You like what you like, but the attitude and everything basically going to be the same. W Secrets of Success says, since I left Thailand a few months back, my attention to the prices of food eating out in America is freaking crazy. I can't do it anymore. Yeah, you'll never be the same. It's like the guy was on here the other day. He said, be careful flying business class and first class. It's going to be hard going back to coach. It's the same here. You just get used to the prices. You get used to the weather, the treatment. Especially when you get into a relationship, you're like, it's hard to go back to that Western woman. Care what she looks like. It's just going to be hard. Neil said, good morning, all. Thank you, Cal, for the restaurant recommendations in San Carlos. Mr. C was excellent, and the Hollow was the best we ever had. Wow, Hotel Vina was wonderful as well, clean and friendly. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I think they came here for the first time. Yeah, Mr. C has good food. I took Angelo there, too. We had the burger. They've got a good burger. They call it an American burger, too. I don't know why. They call it an American burger. He said, my super chat isn't working right. Thanks, man, for your consideration, Mitch. I don't know what YouTube's doing. He said, yeah, flying first class is a different world. It is. I did it twice on Delta. I'm on the 747 at the top. I mean, I'm sitting there now every time when I used to. I'm the pirate. Oh, wow. Good job, Booby. What's that? It's the mushroom. Okay. And I'm thinking, man, I hope they bump me up. The food is just totally different. I ate from the time I left. I was flying into Detroit both times. Manila till I arrived in Japan. You can lay down, you can do everything. Yeah, I love living onions now, but as a 10-year-old, it takes you a while to acquire that taste, brother. I'm wanting hot dogs and hamburgers, fried chicken and stuff, pizza if I can get it. And then she hits you with that liver and onions. Man, that beef liver too. He said, I tried sugar-free ketchup. I brought it back to the store. No, I don't want anything sugar-free. You got that aftertaste. It's going to get you, man. Yeah, it's absolutely no comparison. If you can afford it, okay? Because I'm going to be honest with you. If you can afford it, because it's expensive. If you can't afford it, man, I'm like the guy was on the other day. I think it was Hal Funkbase. He said, I'd rather save the money and spend it on something else and ride coach because it's a big difference. TJ Johnson says, I'm Beach of Life. I'm headed down tomorrow night, but I get to Cebu Sunday morning, thinking of coming out to St. Carlos City to harass Cal, but let me know if you want to grab lunch beforehand. Are you still in Cebu, Beach of Life? He said, I think it was last year we were paying between $6.99 and $8.99 for a dozen of eggs here in California. That's ridiculous. I mean, really, that's ridiculous, guys. The only thing that's went up in prices here in the Philippines is the pussy, because we ran the prices up. It's crazy. Now, you would think you come to a place like this, it'd be cheap. Nope. We done ran the prices up. Now it's the most expensive, man. You know, when because the guy was pushing back against that, said, oh, how you figure? Well, when you figure in that plane ticket, the accommodations, and then you're paying for everything 24 hours a day, 7 days a week while you're here, it's an expensive piece of pussy. You know, it's like D.L. Hughley said, he said, if you notice that the pussy is shaped like a wallet, he said they're literally sitting on a gold mine. And it sounded funny the way he said it, but he was telling the truth, man. He said, moments with Mitch, there's another way of saying, see the way my bank account works. Frank White says a burger meal at Five Guys, wow, $24, that's crazy. He said, expats can't own property. What happens if their peanut wife dies? I think you asked me this before. Frank was on here because he's in that situation. They give you a certain amount of time to sell it, or you have to gift it to somebody in her family. That's what you have to do. But just come over here and don't spend so much for it. Don't build a big mansion like that guy did at 220 million pesos. Build a million and a half and be done with it. Then that way, when you do have to sell it, you can sell it quick. Moments when Mitch said the artificial sweetener is just as bad. Just choosing cancer over diabetes, your body can't tell. Absolutely. You're exactly right. And that's why I tell people about drugs. Your body don't know the difference between illegal drugs and legal drugs. You know, the prescription drugs that's killing everybody. Hold on, let me see. What are you doing in there, booby? Be quiet. Oh, okay. Cut on the hot water. They're in there with the cold water. He said, well, we were raised on living onions, vegetables, grits, pig feet, homemade chillings. Yeah, all of that, but I'm saying I like chillings, but as a 10-year-old, it took me a while, Happy Man, to get used to that, to acquire that taste. But Mitch is right. You know, it doesn't matter if the doctor's giving you oxycodone or Oxycontin or the dope man. Yeah, it's pitiful. Yeah, he said it's in full effect in the States. That's what Patrick P. Money said when he got back. He said, man, I've been gone for 4 months. Everything is already doubled, but nobody seems to care. Yeah, because they're in there. They're stewing in that mess. Remember, they can't tell the difference. He said, guys, listen up. There are good restaurants in the Philippines. It all depends on who runs the place and if they take pride in the place. It's worth taking a few L's in your town. Try to find a good one. That's what I tell people all the time. You know, they always talk about the food here. I've never had a problem with the food here. Especially if you live in one of the urban cities, there's going to be good food there. I mean, you just got to be, it's not going to be the many food choices that you're used to. I guess that's what people are saying. But you can get a good burger right in here in San Carlos City. A good pizza, a good steak. I told you too much time on my hands. 65. Kevin and Jill Lynn, they took us out to that Cafe Racer in Dumaguete, man, and the filet mignon was delicious. It was Brazilian meat, is what they have here in Malwani, but hell, I couldn't tell the difference. Jim Alner says if you're not making earning, let's say earning, remember, you don't make any money, Jim, unless you work at the U.S. Mint. At least $45,000 a year, you are priced out of all the fast food burger places in America. Yeah, except McDonald's. You can buy what? Don't they still have the 99-cent double cheeseburger or something? He said, my grandmother's homemade menudo was life. A man, her and her cooking, nothing like it. Yeah, we ate some of the best food growing up. He says, that's why I don't eat out. I make people angry in the drive-thru. Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's ridiculous, guys, really. People can't be trusted. We're too immature over there. You know, we'll troll somebody in a minute, so you know they're going to troll your food over there. If they'll troll you on social media, they'll troll your food and make a damn TikTok video out of it. That's how that guy got in trouble. They made a video about it. He's sitting there laughing with that shit-eating grin on his face. I'm glad they turned his ass in. Yeah, hell, when I left 5 years ago, they had a 99-cent cheeseburger, double cheeseburger. He said, what the hell, the double cheeseburger is like $3 now. Wow. Okay, he said, I just done with a 2-mile run, brother. See, I got to tip my hat to people who take their health seriously. You don't have to be a world-class athlete. The CDC, and some guy says, oh, the damn CDC, they were promoting the vaccine. This isn't vaccine. This is your health. They said any activity is better than nothing. He said, I haven't seen a 99-cent McDouble in years. Yeah, but see, I haven't been back. I'm trying to think how much it is here. Big Mac meal here, I want to say, just for the regular with the small, tiny drink, I want to say it's 219 pesos. So almost about $4. Khan says, I found some bomb birria tacos here in Manila. I was shocked because the birria taco cart at Market in BGC was complete ass. Well, Michael Beach Your Life turned me on to La Lucha in Mango Square in Cebu. And it's, you know, how much Mexican can you get than that? I mean, it's really good. The tacos is just like eating them at home as far as I'm concerned. I'm not from Texas. I'm not from California. But he said rats and roaches are in restaurants. Let me tell you a story 2 years ago. The first and only time I ever went to BGC. Shout out to Mark. He took me. He met us, me and Merlin and another guy. I'm sorry, you know who it was. I can't, you know, my mind's blank today. But we met at Mall of Asia, and I said, man, you know, while I'm here, it's our last day here, take me to BGC. So he takes me to this famous real place in BGC. And we're sitting there talking, waiting for an order, and this big rat runs across the floor and runs out the door. And everybody just kind of looked at each other and then went on talking, because I guess, you know, they said, well, we're in the Philippines. Well, I'm in BGC now. Nathaniel Drug Free said McDonald's business where I'm from in Alabama is losing business because of high prices in the matrix. Most are cooking at home, which is a great idea. He said that's true. Those Spanish girls can cook for real. But we've got way off track. That's why I was telling Angelo yesterday. He said, man, when you do your videos, he said, are they scripted or anything? I said, no, They come right out of here, except when I do a live stream, I write stuff down because we always get off track. But we'll get back on track here in a minute. Thank you, Happy Man 6920 for that super chat. He said, great learning experience topic tonight, fellas. Weight loss. This is me last week at 300 pounds, but for a 60-year-old boy, I think I look and feel good. Oh, you weigh 300? How tall are you? As long as you're 8 foot tall, I guess 300 pounds wouldn't be that much. But as long as you're in good, it's good health, man, and you can only lose 1 pound at a time anyway. Imagine if you could lose, but what we try to do, we want to lose it all at once. Happy Man 20. So if you told somebody, hey man, you could actually lose a pound a month, they're like, a pound a month? That's too slow. That'll be 12 pounds a year. You know how much 12 pounds is? He said McRib of rat. Now we went to a real nice place, reputable, because I was telling him about the ribs here in St. Carlos City, and they're really good. And anybody that's ever come here can tell you that. In Malwani, they got some good ribs, but also at the Palau Hotel, in their restaurant, their ribs are good. It's just the ribs in Malwani, they got that sweet sauce, whereas the ribs in Palau are more seasoned, more like a salty, like either way, they're both good. So he took us there. And man, that big ass rat ran across there, And then of course, the waitress looked and saw we saw. So now she's gonna take off like she's surprised. TJ said BGC is the home of the Towel Joy Jollibee. It's kind of funny that because the city is the newest part of the city, that they're doing something differently there. BGC can only do so much. Yeah, if nobody heard of Towel Joy, the lady ordered the chicken joy, which is the chicken, but it was a damn rag that they had somehow breaded and deep fried. Now, if she was in America, she'd be rich. But I think what they gave her here was a free meal. There's not a whole lot of liability here when you involved in accidents or something. You really can't sue. Now, I can sue somebody for libel and slander. Okay, Moses Smith said, yeah, I'm short for my weight. Now, I know you had some health problems, but when you were healthy, Mitch, you were active. He said 300 pounds is a lot of weight. Be careful. And he said, yeah, Cisco, LaLucha and Cebu has a legit case of Berea. They've got real live. We ate there last week when we were there. I do not go to Cebu without eating that because I love tacos, man. I get 3 of them big tacos. They give you that orange sauce. It's hot. He said most major big cities got the same things in common. Worldwide, cockroaches and rats. Yeah, it's hard to get rid of because roaches been around since the dinosaur days. He says, I do 12 Navy SEAL burpees. Took me a while to get there. By the time you reach 35, your body feels like giving up, but my mind keeps me pushing. Burpees, very intense exercise. I hate them, but love them. Yeah, I've got an exercise. I haven't uploaded yet, but it's 4 exercises that you do first thing in the morning. I just kind of tweaked it because this guy that I borrowed this from, the 4 exercises in order, he does, push-ups for 10 seconds, takes 10 seconds off, then does it again. He does that 4 times. Then he takes 30 seconds off and goes to the burpee. You do as many burpees you can in 10 seconds, take 10 seconds off. You do that 4 times. Then you do the squats, same way. Then the mountain climbers. It will kick your butt doing it either way. Because what I just did it. You do it for 30 seconds, take 30 seconds off, or 15 seconds. Go to the next exercise. Do those 4 exercises first thing in the morning. It's going to wake you up. You're going to be awakened. But burpees, it's hard to get started in your mind. But once you get started, it's fun, really. But they will kick your behind. The Beach of Life says, I wanted to go there based on Cal's recommendations, but I got overruled by my wife and friends. So we had Jollibee. Yeah, now a lot of Filipino people eat at this Mexican place. T. Williams says 300 pounds, 60-year-old. Wow. Got to lose at least 100 pounds because there are no 300 pound 70-year-olds alive. I don't know. He said, damn, I could have a rat sandwich. He said, facts. But over here, it doesn't matter. The woman, she's going to, if you tell her you want to try to lose weight, she's going to help you. But if you weigh 300 pounds over here, it doesn't matter. Because I was talking to a guy on the phone today, and, he said, man, I can't believe that looks and stuff don't matter over there. He said, I'm not buying it. I said, it's true, but you still got to have some type of game, though. Some type of conversation, persuasion, and be a decent human being. The only ones you see that don't have a conversation, no personality, because it really doesn't matter what you look like over here. But it matters who you are. Because you see some odd couples over here, man. I was in Cebu, man. I saw this woman. She was, Filipinos aren't tall anyway. She was fine as hell. She had to have been about, I'm going to say 5 foot. And this is a big guy. He was, not only was he tall, but he was wide. And they were holding hands walking down the mall. And, I just looked at it for a split second because I see it all the time. But I'm thinking, wow. I went in my head like, no, I know how they doing it. Because, we were talking and he said, well, Filipinos like to get on top. Well, I don't know really, but I guess they do. I have to take his word for it. TJ Johnson said, I don't think there are too many places in the Philippines where you cannot get a decent meal. Just got to be a little careful and not go too cheap. See, that's what it is. You're going to get what you pay for here. That's a lesson I brought with me that I learned from my mother. It doesn't matter really where you are. And a guy told me the other day, he said, Cal, I don't want to be too cheap on my hotel. This is my first time in the Philippines. I want to make some memories. And he made a lot of sense. Because I'm a 2-star guy, and you can get 2-star over here for $20, $25 a night. But I don't know if you want to do that your first time here. Hell, go ahead and pay $60 or $70, which is not going to get you nothing in America. It will get you a nice room here. He said, you know damn well she's kicking rats away from her behind the counter. But not every place, but it's hard to get away from the roaches and the rats. They've been around so long. My mother told me that if you see one roach, there's 1,000. And it's never escaped my mind. And it's like that with rats, because they live in bunches. You're not just going to see one rat and that's it. He wandered off and got lost somewhere. No, it's probably 1,000 somewhere in the walls or the foundations, some damn where. 53 Shades Darker said, if you live in the Philippines, just make sure you wash your fresh fruit and vegetables off good. You might see a rat running around. You got to get used to it. Yeah, don't forget where you are. You're in the Philippines. So you're going to run across stuff like that. Always wash your fruits and vegetables off anyway. Because remember that movie Soylent Green, where they were, using dead bodies for the uh what you use? I done lost my damn mind today. I can't think. For the food, for the vegetables and stuff. What you use? What you use? Fertilizer. Because over here they use cow manure. You know the cows that y'all see out here eating? Well, their manure, they'll let it stay there and dry out, and then they'll come and put it in big bags and go and sell it. Hey, thank you, Mopar, for that super chat. He says, he said, I booked my round trip ticket from the USA to Manila. I'm staying for the entire month of November. I booked the first class ticket, 5,200. Wow, round trip. But I want to be comfortable. Oh, wow, 5 hours plus 16 hours to Manila. Yeah, and see if you can afford it. Why not, guys? If you can afford it. Now, he said, what did he say right here? He says, like, hold on. Okay, he says, TJ Johnson said, but also not to the point where you take workout tips from her. It's not like she's shredded like Ismi at her peak. I don't think I ever seen Ismi at her peak. She's kind of chubby now. The last time I saw her. But I know Roger works out real good. He's like the male version of Merlin. I mean, he don't play. He could be a fitness instructor. He said $200, $5,200. I might do that if it was in pesos. Yeah, if you can afford it, why not though? It's worth it. He said the beach of life sounds good. I was telling Beach of Life, I was telling Angelo that maybe him and his girlfriend need to visit Bohol. He'll like that. He'll like Dumaguete. Yes, really, it really is a good deal. Round trip. Let's see. He says economy on Starlux is great and 1,200. Oh, okay. Oh, he said back when they were doing workout videos, she had abs. I mean, yeah, she's fine. Don't get me wrong, but the last time I seen her, she's kind of chubby. I don't know why. He said, "How are the mosquitoes and black fleas treating you?" Well, I don't have a problem with them where I am, but the closer you get to the water, the more the mosquitoes are gonna get you. Now, flies. I mean, he said fleas. Flies, not flies. Now, if you live anywhere near where they're raising chickens and stuff, you're gonna have a fly problem. But because sometimes because right across from me, it's a little farm or something over there. They're raising pigs and roosters. It just depends. Sometimes I'll go outside where we're feeding the dogs and it'd be a lot of flies. But for the most part, I don't have a problem with them. But we keep our doors closed. But mosquitoes, the closer you get to the water, the ocean, you're going to have a problem with them, man. Yeah, thumbs up, guys. He said flies are like crazy yeah. And even in the squatters areas and stuff, but wherever there's a lot of trash and different stuff like that, but basically they like chicken shit. So they're always going to be around roosters and stuff. That's how you're going to know. He said, "Oh my God, the mosquitoes eat me alive in my house in Davao." Well, why don't you get you some off or something? Because I don't play with the mosquitoes, man. If you go toward the water, man, because when we went to Sapalai and I saw those mosquito nets, I knew it. I said, "Look, Marilyn, you got to take this seriously. And we had all for me, her, and Booby, and we were underneath the nets because there's a art to these mosquito nets. You got to get in there at a certain time, and you got to make sure you close them during the day, or it doesn't make. What's the point? They're gonna be inside the net with you. You got to secure them things in the morning when you get up. Otherwise, you're gonna have problems. Because the very first in 2000, now I'm gonna tell you something, guys. This is the truth, man. When I went to northern Minneapolis, called a little place called Lewegan. It's a beautiful place, but it's right by the ocean. And I'm telling you, they slept under mosquito nets, and the mosquitoes would tear you alive if you didn't get under there at the right time. I'm talking about I had big bumps on me. He said, Incheon, South Korea is the best airport in Southeast Asia. I only fly Korean Air. They give you a free shower, which comes in handy. You going to the Philippines. You show them that onward ticket. What time is the travel? Said, TJ, I watched her video for entertainment. Trust, brother, my women look better. He said, Frank Ellis, no, I don't actually. And I'm in a too quiet subdivision. I don't know where the hell they keep coming from. But if y'all didn't look at my video today, I was talking about be careful meeting these underage girls on these dating sites. They're 16 and 17. They can't wait until they're 18. And they think they can fool you, which they can fool some of us because we're not looking. We're not trying to, check the ID. As long as she's showing us some attention and you look 18, we're going for it, but it can get you in a lot of trouble over here. Sam McCall says, I'm laying now in my hammock with a built-in screen from Amazon. Wow. I want me a hammock, man. But be careful. You check that ID before you get over here, because when you get over here, it's too late. Okay, it's too late. And they got you. Because I told you, if you look at the video, the first foreigner that I ever met over here, he met his wife when she was 17. He tells me, we didn't do anything until she was 18. I don't believe him. I never told him that, but I don't believe him. There's no way. Because the minute she turned 18, they got married. And she was the first cousin of his girlfriend, of his previous girlfriend. She spilled all the beans. She slid underneath there. He was sending all kind of money because he's well off. And he was building a house for the family and sending a certain amount of money because he told me, he said, yeah, Calvin, by the time I found out, I was out of about $10,000, which in 2009 was a lot of damn money. It's a lot of money now. But the cousin went back and told him, yeah, she's got a boyfriend over here, and all the money you sending her, she's giving it to him. See, that kind of stuff goes on over here. And remember, this girl, when she was doing this, she wasn't old enough. She's trying to steal the cousin, which she did. Now they live in a life of luxury. They got a beautiful home in Deville, and they live on like 35 acres in Colorado. I'm trying to think of that place, the name of it. They got a big, beautiful log cabin they built. I mean, of course, she doesn't. She got a convertible and all of that. But they've been together now for like 16 or, well, hell, I met him in 2009. So for about 16 or 17 years. But yeah, he met her when she was 17. I met a girl over here, man, when she was 16 in Butuan. They showed up at the mall. I'm like, this girl's not 18. She's 16. I'm like, well, why did you put 21? I ended up going with her sister. The sister was 19, but she wasn't my type, really. And remember, I told you that the 22-year-old turned out to be 18. I got lucky there. So you got to be real careful, man, because they think we're all pedophiles and we're all sex pets. He says a foreigner legal age of consent is 18. Don't even try to mess around with someone younger than that. Yeah, I know. But, I had a guy from Jamaica. He was arguing with me one time. Well, I really wasn't arguing with him. He said, you don't know what you're talking about. The age of consent is 12, which it was legally on the books. But what I told him, which he didn't know, was about Republic Act 7610. It makes it illegal for you to deal with a minor over here. But he's not listening to that. Okay, now it's 16. But it doesn't matter, guys. For you, she better be 18. I don't care how much permission you get from the family and all that. You certainly not going to be able to get the visa. No K1 visa, and she's 16. It can get you into a lot of trouble because they may have some bad intentions. They may be trying to blackmail you. There's nothing you can do, man. They'll throw you under the jail over here. They're looking out for people like that, especially foreigners. Because, I was telling, me and Kaz was talking, and even me and Angelo was talking about, there's some stories over here, of locals dealing with young women, but I would never tell that story. It's not my story to tell. I saw a Filipina try to tell the story and she butchered it, didn't make it interesting. I could tell it. And you'd be real, you'd be hanging on the edge of your seat, but I'm not going to tell that story. A lot of that's going on, man, but you got to be careful. Yes, the age of consent, but then they put on, okay, because in Kentucky it's the same thing. But you can't be 5 years or 10 years older or something. I mean, it's a lot that goes into that. You need a lawyer. You better hire you a lawyer if you're thinking about fooling with a 16-year-old anywhere in the world. I don't care what the age of consent is. He said, business class, $5,000. No, thank you. I have a high-ass condo in the fields to pay for. Yeah, but some of these guys, man, coming over here, man, they're millionaires. They're multi-millionaires. $5,200 to them is nothing. But that's a lot of money. I mean, if he's going to be here for a whole month, that's a good month. You go on and pay. You go on and spend the $1,500 to $1,800 for your round trip ticket, and use that other $3,500 or whatever it is, hell, for your spending money over here. So yeah, you're really spending a lot. He said, what time is the travel? He said, that happened to my dumb nephew. Sent his LDR 7,000. She was married. Her husband quit work. I'm sure he don't want to listen to his uncle. Yeah. And this is the problem. What happens? He quit work, right? Now they're broke. I guarantee you they're broke because they don't know how to manage money. I told you, Maryland's sister got that 1.3 million. Hell, in 6 months, she was broke, completely broke. She didn't have 2 pesos to rub against each other. And it's really sad because 1.3 million pesos should have lasted her for a lifetime. She'll never earn that. At the time she got the money, she was earning 285 pesos a day, which was all spent. She would never have saved that up. But everybody, not just her, but everybody gets smart when they get money like that. Now they're business experts because she dabbled in a few businesses and that's why she's broke. I love it. John says, at my age, being with a 30-year-old would make me feel like a pedophile. But no, me and Angelo had this discussion yesterday. age is not the deal over. I mean, of course, we're talking adults, 18 and up. There's some 18-year-old grown women here. It's maturity. Now, let's take our daughter here, Sahara. She's 18. She's a senior in high school. She'll be 19. She's a baby. She's not, she couldn't handle dealing with a grown man because she's had it good, at least for the last 6 years. Okay. So she doesn't have to wash clothes and cook and go out and work and everything out, life's responsibilities. She doesn't have to take them on so early. So she's real young, 18. Now, the woman I met from the province when she was supposed to have been 22, see, I couldn't tell that she wasn't 22 because she was a grown-ass woman, been washing clothes and all of that since she was 10 or 11. Just had a rough upbringing. I already had boyfriends before, Filipino boyfriends. Okay? So it's a difference. Age is not the parameter here, because there's really no difference between, an 18-year-old and a 27-year-old, depending on how if they were raised in that same environment, whether it be as a baby like Sahara or as a grown woman like that woman I dealt with, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. It's not going to be a difference. I mean, it's just you bringing the matrix with you. You're saying, oh, I feel a whole lot better because she's 27. But mentally and everything, she's not going to be any different than the 18-year-old. I promise you that. He said, a local guy here in my town just knocked up a 23-year-old. He was only here for 2 weeks. Wow. Yeah, that happens because, there's no protection. And now I hope he does the right thing by the young woman. Because remember, they want all the good life that they see their friends having who are dealing with foreigners. They want all that too. Some women just can't wait. They're like, I can't wait till I'm 18. So I pretend I'm 18. He doesn't know. Yeah, 2 weeks. What do you mean? Yeah, 2 weeks. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, when I met my son's mother, she got pregnant the first night. See, when I tell y'all, I say, man, you just have to blow on these women. They're gonna get pregnant because they're very natural. They don't take all that crazy stuff that women take in the West. They don't do a whole lot of that stuff. When I back it up, I was like, wow, she got pregnant the first night because I met her in January, and guess what? She had our son. She carried him for the full 9 months. She had him in November. I met her January the 10th. She had him November the 3rd. You don't want to do that. Okay? You don't want to do that. But remember, our pants are on fire. So you got to be honest with yourself. You got to calm down. That's the name of the vlog today. Take your time and do it the right way. Take your time and put on the damn rubber or whatever it is. Take your time, and get your life situated first. Then bring the woman along with you. Take your time and do whatever you need to do because the Philippines isn't going anywhere. The women aren't going anywhere. Why are we in such a hurry? When everything happens over here in its own time. It's methodical, it's slow. Even when it comes to dating over here, typically, it takes a long time, man, for that woman to... Now, I don't know about the new generation, because we were at the park yesterday, and this young couple, they had on their uniforms. I mean, they were going at it. So I don't know about this new generation, but the old generation, you had to court the woman and all of that. He said, wow, 2 weeks, someone was desperate. No, it just happens. He probably met the woman online. She meets him at the airport. They go to the hotel. Well, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to get it on. He's not wearing protection. She's not taking any pills or anything. So what do you think will happen? Sex is for procreation, basically. That's what nature, we made it out of a game. Sex is for procreation. It's to create babies. We're the ones who made it into something else. He said, TJ, makes sense. Sometimes the old school is still the best. The women here already know how to cook and clean. These are real women compared to American standards, yeah, in my opinion. But not all of them. This is the point I'm trying to make, the reporter. Not all of them. There's a difference. Okay, a lot of the girls you saw me interviewing, if you go in my videos, the real people, you know, these are real people. They're college students. They're not on the dating site. Okay, we don't have access to people like them. They're really 22. And they act 22 on their phones and laughing, joking, playing with their friends and everything like that. But there's another 22 over here who's been doing all that stuff that you're talking about her whole life. She doesn't go to college. She doesn't have a bright future in her mind. You're her future. So she's a whole lot older, a whole lot more mature. She's going to take a whole lot more risk. Yeah, it's a difference. I've seen it. But yeah, you know, unless you heed the advice of some of these people who've been over here and experienced the ups and downs over here, you're going to fall into the same traps. Because it's easy to say what you're not going to do 8,000 miles away. But when she's waiting there, a perfect specimen, not a scratch on her, you don't know her background. She got the long flowing hair. She got that cheap perfume on, the booty shorts, the skin tight jeans, and you go back to the hotel and you can do to me whatever you want to do to me. You're gonna have kids too. It's really easy. And and guys are talking about I get myself snipped. But see, I'm not going under the knife. I don't want anything fooling with me. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that's my decision. Happy travelers like, man, we don't agree all the time. Yeah, you're right. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. I don't agree with getting my nuts clipped. And that don't mean that I'm putting you down because you had yours done. I just don't want that. To me, it's unnatural. And that's why I've got three children. Top, not puff. Filipino Cupid is legit, but you have to weed out the scammers and the opportunists. And that's easy to do. But this is where we all get food. What's the first thing, Angelo, that people say when they sign up for the dating site? Oh, man, I got 200 or 400. One guy said he had 400 messages. Well, you don't want food with any of them. Because those are bots, scammers, and opportunists. That's what they are. You got to dig deep down in there and find them. They're in there because all the women that you see us with, we met them online. Look at Angelo Habib. He really got the perfect situation of anybody I've ever seen over here. Now, is he going to mess it up? I don't know, but from the ground, he's got the perfect situation. Who doesn't want a young woman? She's 27, attractive, intelligent, has a great job, not a good job, a great job, and has a place of her own. Isn't this what all of y'all want? But there's some trade-offs to that. A lot of people aren't going to be able to deal with that. You're going to say, hey, man, I want you to live with me. Because I want to look at this perfect body all day long. Even if you don't, and then if you don't ask her to quit her job, now you're not going to have any time to spend together. You can't travel. So this is what I'm saying. Take your time and do it right. Can you get a balance? I guess you could. Uh, Alex living abroad. Now he had a good situation with that palm. She loves him to death. But I don't know if what that situation is. But he had a perfect situation. She had a good job. She loved him, would follow him to the end of the earth, and she could work anywhere where there was Wi-Fi. That's why you see them all around anywhere. But does he really want her? I don't know. Is he going to mess that up? I don't know. But you can find it. But the thing is, the point I'm trying to make is they found them online. Yeah, they're going to get out of poverty. That's the bottom line. We talk about that. Me and Angelo was talking about that. He can't. He's shocked at some of the poverty he sees over here. And I said, yeah, now you're finally over here. Most of the guys never make it over here. It's going to be years before they do. And when I tell them about the game and how money is the initial attraction, they push back because they don't really understand the struggle over here. He was talking about some of the houses he's been seeing over here. He said, I can't believe it. He says, like they just took anything and threw it together and made a house. I was like, yeah, but we're not talking down on them. It's just the way it is. And people don't understand that. He was talking about plywood and got metal. And then I said, look right across from me. There it is. He looked out my window and saw it. But if I take you down this last street over here, I'll show you a patch job. But I'm saying that's just how it is. We're not responsible for those circumstances, but at least you got to know what you're dealing with. They're never going to show you that until they get that commitment from you. Then they'll take you to the province and you'll see all of that. But I'm just telling you, TJ says, I feel that maturity and physical appearance are what matters to me outside of being of legal age. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody that's 18 is not the same maturity. Okay? I promise you that. I'm raising an 18-year-old right now. I've raised 18-year-olds in America. They're not mature. The woman I was with that was down in Mindanao was mature. She was a grown-ass woman. She could have been 25, all I knew. He says it's easy to talk a tough game before she puts her hair up and gets a pillow for the floor. Yeah, exactly. I say this all the time. We've had it so good over here. It's like flying first class. You don't want to go back to the coach. When I would fly over here, this showed me that my woman appreciated me and everything. She would have the pillow in front of the bed. You know what that's all about. Everything would already be prepared. All I have to do is come in, take a shower, and go sit down on the bed. Everything else, she's going to take care of, man. And when you get that kind of treatment, it's hard to go back to the West where you begging and pleading, and please, just let me put the tip in, I'm going to pull it out and all that. It's foolishness, He said, damn, Cap, your kid didn't look like a slight Filipino. You need that paternity test off one shot. Yeah, no. My son looks just like me, man. He looks like me, except, he's got the big curly hair, locks and stuff. He's like a chick's boy over there now. I forgot to post his picture, man. He's like a Justin Bieber type over there, man. He'll be 14 this year. But yeah, he looks just like me. But it was the very first night when you back it up. Because I couldn't believe it. And what happened was she couldn't believe it. Because we had just met. And I stayed with her for 2 months. Okay, the very first time I met her, because she was a stunner when I met her. I ain't gonna lie. Um, and I just kept. It's the first time I ever renewed my visa. Because up until then, all 2009, the few times I came here, I only stayed 3 weeks. I met her in January 2010. He was born. And so what happened was when I left and went back to the States, she's telling me, yeah, my stomach's hurting. I'm going to the store uh, to find me, to get something for my stomach ache and all that, right? And come to find out, she was pregnant. She was afraid to tell me because she thought I wasn't going to believe her, and like, and all that. And I wasn't going to be responsible and all that. No, we was together for 2 years. I mean, I took good care of her. He said, please, yeah, let me put the tip in. Yeah. He said, you're right. A lot of foolishness, man. I ain't got time for that. You're not going to get that over here. He said, Cal, I told my ex-wife, let me put the tip in. And she told me, wait a minute. Let me get my tipping cup. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. Paul Fowler said, The Beach of Life. I have seen the Rafi Tufo show where the guy got in real trouble because he had two girls. Well, only if it's some extenuating circumstances there. It has to be some type of legal ramifications, okay? As far as one of them has to be married or something like that. I mean, you can't get in trouble for having two women over here, other than the women getting in trouble. He said your son could be the next Bruno Mars. Oh man, my son, man, he's handsome, man. Both of them are, but my oldest son, man, he's got that big old curly hair, and then he's got the fade on the side. He done got Americanized real quick. I know them young girls is over there going crazy over him because they still believe in that good hair and bad hair over in America. TJ said just a lot of teenage pregnancy, so much might be more popular than basketball, praying, if only by a hair. Maybe because you get to both score and call out the Lord's name. Yeah, but teenage pregnancy is a problem worldwide. My daughter, man, was 14 when she got pregnant. It's just they're not gonna be able to. That's an answer to a question that they're never gonna be able to solve. They they can't solve that because women, once they start ovulating, they're considered women. I don't care how. Nature says you're a woman and you can bear children. Society's going to say, oh, you got to be 18 and all that. But nature says the minute you start ovulating, you're a woman. And, you know, unless you got a chaperone. And see, my daughter was sneaking out of the house. We had a walkout basement. And she would wait till we went to sleep. And she would sneak out. Because I go to bed early even now. Because I'd have to get up early. And then she'd come back right before we got up. And her sister told on her, got mad at her one time and told on her. And my wife was sitting there at the door one time. But by that time, it's too late. The boy was 17, turning 18. A predator, really, at the damn skating ring. See, these are the ones you got to be careful. These boys, they 17, 18, and they're hanging around the skating ring, and the girl, she's 14. She don't want a 14-year-old. She wants a 17, a 18-year-old. And they stayed together for 11 years till he was killed. He said weed is highly illegal there. You could get killed if Dietary was still president. Now, you don't want food with drugs. He said it's expensive, trash, and crazy illegal. Yeah. He said 2 girls get you in trouble with the Violence Against Women and Children Act. Emotional damage is included. Yeah, but most Filipinos have never stepped foot in a courtroom. They're not going to, okay, how are they going to get you like that? You over here as a tourist or whatever. Who are they going to turn you into? The barangay captain? Well, you can't come back to that barangay. But you really aren't, they're going to have to make a crime out of it. They're going to have to come up with some type of charges other than 2 women. You know how many people deal with 2 women, man? I've dealt with 2 women before, 3. I mean, it's going to be a hard case to file, guys. He said Soylent Green was people jerky. Yeah, that was a long time ago. But that was the point I'm trying to make, to wash your vegetables and stuff over here. Hey, thank you, Drew, for that super sticker. He said, wait till he was what? Kevin Jenkins said, good to hear that your son is doing well. I figured he was going to be a player. Yeah, both of my sons have, well, my youngest son, he's 12. He was, he was born here, but he basically at 2 years old, he went to America. So, and then for the next 4.5 years, he lived there. Everything was America. It was ingrained in him. When we came back over here, and then his mother went off and left him down in Zamboanga. And well, it was like a nightmare. That she didn't want me to have him. So now he's back. He's happy as a lark. He's back with his mother. He said, I'm just saying, look for that Adam's apple before making any commitments. Yeah, well, see over here, though, I'm just saying, the lady boys that I see over here, they're just men with long hair and booty shorts, really. They still got the, they can't afford all that stuff that they get over in Thailand. They just don't look that good. They don't fool me. Now, you do have them. When me and Marilyn was in Cebu last week, there must have been some type of, something was going on, because we was at Ayala Mall. It was just a parade of lady boys, and some of them looked like they could fool you. They all had the injections and stuff, but they don't look that good, like over in Thailand. Okay. Drew says, I'm coming from the States for a month, no boom boom, just going to check out this great culture. He says, I'm 54. Man, can I keep the girls away? Yeah, if you don't bother them, they're not going to bother you, but you're going to be tempted, man. If your male faculties are still working, you're going to be tempted. I mean, remember, don't say what you're not going to do 8,000 miles away. It's easy to do that. But when you get over here, okay, man, I'm not going to say this because it might get Angelo in trouble. But we were riding in the tricycle on the way to the park, and another tricycle passed us, man. And this one was a stunner. I'm talking about, she just didn't look good. She had shape and everything. You're going to see that over here, man. And it's just like, why deny yourself that? He said, can I hijack the chat for a second and get everyone to say, Steelers country, let's weld. If you know, you know. But they got the guy, what's his name? He still got some years left in him. Get him behind a good offensive line. Russell Wilson. Okay, he says, there have been maybe one lady boy that almost fooled me, but usually you can tell even in Thailand. Well, I'll tell you what, when we went 2 years ago, me and Dietary, we were in the Century World Plaza. I think it's Century World. And they were having a pageant. And from our viewpoint, we were on the second level looking down. It looked like all women. Then when we got up on them, because I took some pictures and put on my community page, Man, you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell these were not women. You just couldn't tell. You know, they just look like men. But somebody told us as we were coming down because we wanted to walk down, we wanted to see. I said, yeah, you know, those are men, those are lady boys. They had some type of pageant. And yeah, and you start looking for the telltale signs, the straight arms and all that. But some of them, they've gotten all that makeup and hormone injections, and then they got the bottom surgery, they call it, and they just, they've got the look, okay, because a lot of these men, a lot of European men, even American men, they like lady boys, and so they pay for all that surgeries and all that. They'll say they're not gay, but at the end of the day, that's a man. I don't care what he looks like, how good he looks, it's a man. I don't care how small the dick is. It's a man. I'm sorry. You can fool yourself, but that's a man. He said, just don't look at the girls in the trikes and you'll be fine. Yeah, we saw that woman, man, and she had that hair where, there was the streaks in it, but they're walking all around here. I don't look at them anymore because, I'll get in trouble because they know who I am now. And that's what Angelo said. He said, man, I'm shocked. He said, when I used to watch you on the video and everybody's waving to you, he said, I thought they was just waving because you had the camera. He said, no, he said, everybody knows you here. He said, how does that feel? I said, I like it because it's like a safety net for me. If somebody's plotting against me, somebody's going to tell me. But he said, everybody knows you. He said, I'm really shocked about that. And that's why I don't look in the eyes of these young girls anymore because they know who I am. And they say, well, that's an automatic upgrade if I get next to Sunshine Shoulders. So I don't do it. So I don't look at them and, I don't try to tempt myself. But I still got eyes, but I don't stir anymore because you can get in trouble here. I certainly can. He said, yeah, there are some executive lady boys out here. Yeah, to paraphrase Eddie Izzard. Yeah, and the TJ knows he lives there on a daily basis. I was really surprised. Because I pride myself on being able to spot them. Until those people told me, oh yeah, that's a lady boy pageant, I would have never known because I wasn't looking for the straight arm and all that. And they call them something. If you read the book, what's that book called? Private Dancer. Kesmond Flowers told y'all about it. I read it already. Maryland too. It's a great book. They call the lady boys who've had the surgery, they call them something else. And there's some men who just go to Thailand just for them. They don't want lady boys. They don't want women. They want them. Because, they got the vagina and they can't get pregnant or anything like that. But, yeah, still a damn man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. He said, I don't understand why people go for lady boys when there are real women over there. Well, people like what they like. That's just how it is. They have their own reasons. I've got a niece who's a lesbian now, okay? She had 4 children before she was a lesbian. And I just asked her why. She said, because I'm tired of the way men treat me. And it's almost like the poor man's passport guy said. He likes lady boys now, but he's been married twice and he has children. He said, I just got tired of the way women were treating me. And I was like, well, damn, they must have really been treating you bad for you to go to make that 180. But that's why I like him. He's interesting. He'll let you inside the mind of people like that. When you ask that question, he'll tell you why. Most people aren't gonna tell you it's none of my business. You know, I'm not the dick police. That's why I don't care. He said to Angelo Habib, oh yeah. He saw some stunners here in this little bitty small town. Because he was like, did you see that? And I knew exactly what he was talking about because I saw it. I was looking the whole time. He said, yep, they're gay. Well, you know, they don't consider themselves gay. He said, you should always ask if you have any doubt. Yeah, if you got any doubt, like he said, you got to back out of there, literally back out of there. But when you see the men dealing with lady boys, they like lady boys. That's what they want. You know, women get along better than men anyway. So, I can kind of get the lesbian thing, but a man, I don't want no hard ankle. Yeah, I don't care what you do to your skin, you can't get it as soft as a woman's. I don't care what you do. You still got them big ass feet and big ass hands. I don't care what you do. I don't know if you've um I don't know if you've got if they've got an operation for that. At some point you're gonna see that this is a man. He says, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. When I was single, I needed all the help I could get. Thank you for removing yourself from the competition. Yeah, I guess that's all they're doing. He said, I really don't understand guys that go play for the other team. Yeah, you may never understand them, but they like what they like. They're probably looking at you like, yeah, I don't like women, whatever. They may feel sorry for you, but like TJ said, that's more for you. That's more for you. What's up, Alex? He said, oh, I've seen little spots in Bukitnon and Cotabato that had some far prospects, but you also got to realize, yeah, you got to be careful where you are. He says, just the evolution of the human species. And I believe that, we haven't reached the zenith yet. Human beings are just human beings. People always ask, well, people are so crazy now. We're not a perfect species. We are still evolving. That's why you shouldn't let anything surprise you. This is why, people say, if we are divine creatures, we some fucked up divine creatures, okay? It's just going to be, what's your definition of divine? Because we do some messed up stuff. All you got to do is look on the news, and it's not all an isolated event. Human beings are messed up, man. We're messed up. He said, what's the penalty for prostitution over there? And never going to get that far. Nobody knows because nobody's ever been charged, I don't think. Hell, if you're a policeman, all you got to do is go to Walking Street. You can make all the arrests you want. Prostitution is illegal over here. So that's what I'm saying. Nobody really knows. You'd have to lock up thousands of people, man. That's a precedent I don't think they want to start. I mean, you literally have to go knock on the police door, at the police station, and say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm getting ready to pay her, to have sex with her. She's a bar girl, by the way, and all that." And you have to basically make them arrest you. He said, Calvin, poverty is very bad there. Do you think poverty causes a lot of men to become lady boys after being offered a better job? Absolutely not. I don't know what it is. It's Philippines have been way ahead of us as far as that's concerned. As far as tolerating lady boys and stuff, because really the opposite is in effect over here. Um, Nathaniel drug free. You would think more would be going on over here because of the poverty, but it doesn't. It's amazing to me, as entitled as we are in America and everything like that, the petty crimes that go on over there. I think it comes from entitlement. But over here, you would expect more crimes like that, more people to be getting robbed, especially foreigners and stuff, but it just don't happen. They got a very religious country here. Not everybody, but most people. When you see the poverty over here, you would think, well, why isn't he trying to take my wallet? It's not like in America where, hell, they basically come into your house, signing you up for jobs, and they still going out robbing. He said there's so many broke lady boys out there. Yeah, that's true. He said special delivery handled with care. He says, how you gonna move on the low with that much spotlight? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't want to do it anyway because they're young, they're fertile, and there'll be another pea in the pod for me. I'm too old, man. My testosterone is still high. My virility, man. I can still produce it. I'm probably gonna be able to produce. I'm gonna be like Al Pacino. I'll probably be 90 years old, able to have children. So I got to be careful. He said, my girl's cousin wants to transition, but he broke his hell out here stealing estrogen pills from his auntie and shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, that's not why it's just, it's tolerated. I was in Zamboanga, and I'm talking about when I first came to Zamboanga in 2010. And these little boys run around and say, oh, yeah, he's gay. And I'm like, he's 4 years old. He's 6. How you going to tell him he's gay? And now they're gay. Angelo Habib met his woman online. I'm just telling you, the women are online. If you know what you're doing, that's where they want you to meet the women. That's the safe bet. I've never met anyone who told me I didn't meet my woman online. Or if he didn't meet online, that she didn't have a dating profile already. But yeah, he met online. She's got a great job, without being specific. I'm talking about when you earn the kind of money she's earned, that's a great job. It's not considered a good job. Got her own place, by the way. Young and attractive and educated. But people always want to say, we settle for the bottom of the barrel. It's not true, man. You're dating the same women that we are. We're all dating the same type of woman. But we want to come over here. We're bringing the matrix with us. Oh, my girl looks better than yours. She's better educated. She earns more money. I don't care. Can she suck a dick like my woman can? It's no different, guys. That's the matrix we're bringing over here. A lot of guys that come over here, they're so established long before they get here. All they want is a companion, really. They don't care how much she earning. They don't care if she got an education or not. Can I trust you? Can you help me? Okay? That's basically what it is. It's just those guys who want to be different. They want to show you I'm better than you. This is straight out of the matrix. They'll compete at every level, even a woman. Like, I don't care, He said, my buddy crazy Mike went to a bar late night and picked up a hottie. Went back to her room. He grabbed at the fish, but pulled out a snake. Mike flipped and beat the poor lady. What happened here? This guy was drunk. This Marine, he killed the lady boy. See, I don't advocate that. You got to make sure and check the package before you get all the way back to the hotel. And then if you do, okay, you made a mistake. But evidently somebody saw him tongue kissing the man because it was a man. And I guess he was too embarrassed, but nobody deserves to be killed, man. Life is precious. Life is sacred. He killed the woman he basically a horrendous murder. Drowned the woman's head in the toilet and beat her senseless. When all he would have had to do was just chalk it up, as a loss. He took a L. In his case, he took a damn D. But let the woman live to see another day. Don't kill, and then they gave him 10 years. He did 5 because he got 5 years. You get 1 day for each day that you serve, you get a day of good time. All the people over here were in an uproar, which they should have been. But I'm thinking that he paid the family. Hey, Corey Moore, thanks for the super chat. He said, best to eat fruit and vegetables, lean meats, and stay away from processed anything. That's exactly right. But some habits are hard to break. I was told anything inside the grocery store that's sold in plastic is not good for you. Anything. And see, a guy messed it up for me. I used to love that clam chowder, Campbell's soup, that clam chowder. And he was like, Calvin, the sodium in there is going to kill you. I was like, well, damn, I can't eat nothing. Everything's bad for you. But if you want to eat clean, it's easy to eat clean in the Philippines. All you got to do is go to the market, man. That stuff is fresh. It's literally off the farm. But we just aren't in the habit of eating fruits and vegetables or drinking water. Yeah, he said usually TJ said they're usually straightforward. I know in Thailand they are, but over here, they try to play the game. You got to ask them, do you stand up or do you sit down? Do you bleed once a month? What is it? Because a lot of times they're going to keep playing their game because you're going to keep sending their money online. They can fool you. Because every time you show them, let's play peekaboo, they just want to give you a top view, the top version. Because if you ask them for the bottom version, well, I'm on my period. It's that time of the month. Over here, they'll say, this damn Wi-Fi is acting up all of a sudden. I'm going to go in here and eat lunch. But don't do anything stupid out there. If you're going to deal with a woman you're not sure, then throw her back. Grab the pussy, man. Do something, man. Don't end up in a precarious situation. And if you do, chalk it up and take that D. Don't kill the person. Live to see another day because it was unfair to her. But evidently he was getting hot and heavy with it in the bar. Where was he in that? Was he in Angeles City or Subic Bay? Long before. He was off one of them ships. He bit out more than he can chew. But take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time. Hey, Sunday, I'm going to have Elette on here. Elliot. And I may have some more surprises for y'all, but Elliot will certainly be on here. I want her to make us appreciate why we left the damn Matrix.